This entire project began with a dream so vivid and so powerful that it stayed with me long after I woke. I've never made a video before, and I'm not someone who's naturally skilled with computers, but something in that dream pushed me forward. It told me to create this, to share this, and to trust that there is a purpose behind it. So I kept going, through every challenge and every moment of doubt, believing that this message is meant for someone out there. Maybe it's meant for you. This is only the beginning. I've written many more episodes, and with time and with your support, each one will grow, improve, and become something truly meaningful. Thank you for being here. Stay connected, click the bell, like, and subscribe. And please, be kind in the comments. God bless each and every one of you. In the beginning, before the world we know, there was a war, not of weapons, but of truth, pride, and choice. This is Spreading the Word, a journey through the story of humanity and the battle that has shaped it from the very beginning. I'm Michael, and I want to walk through this with you. Before time carved its first breath, before creation unfolded its vast design, there was only God, eternal, uncreated, unchallenged. No beginning marked his existence, no end could ever reach him. Before the first star burned, before the first breath was drawn, before space had room to stretch, only he was, the Lord God, the great I Am, the one who needs nothing, and yet chose to create everything. No stars, no planets, no beginning, no end, only the presence of the one who has always been. Then he spoke, and with his word, existence began. Light broke through the darkness, space stretched into infinity. Time itself began to move. The universe was not formed slowly, it was commanded into being. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and through that Word all things were made. The cosmos did not simply appear, it obeyed. Stars ignited across the expanse, galaxies spiraled outward, and the darkness that once held everything was pushed back by his glory. But God did not create the universe to stand empty. He created beings to witness it. Angels, powerful, intelligent, eternal, not human, not material, but spiritual beings of unimaginable strength and beauty. Hundreds of millions, perhaps more, created to serve, to worship, to carry his messages and execute his will. They stood before the throne, and they saw his face. They knew his voice. They existed in the fullness of his presence, and in that presence there was nothing but joy. Among them was one unlike the others, perfect in beauty, full of wisdom, covered in glory. He stood closer to the throne than any other created being, a reflection of heaven's perfection. The prophet Ezekiel would one day describe him, full of wisdom, perfect in beauty, adorned with every precious stone, a being so magnificent that his very existence was a declaration of God's creative power. Among them was one unlike the others. He was given authority, responsibility, trust. He walked among the stones of fire, places only the highest could stand. Every movement, every detail, crafted with purpose. He was not just created, he was designed to lead. The morning star, the anointed cherub. Among all the host of heaven, he was set apart, given access that no other being possessed, given beauty that no other could match, given a role that placed him at the very center of heaven's worship. The heavens rejoiced at his creation, angels lifted their voices in unity, and at the center of that harmony stood the morning star, admired, respected, trusted, a being of unmatched brilliance. When God laid the foundations of the earth, the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. He led that worship. He shaped that harmony. The music of heaven flowed through him, and all of creation honored God through the brilliance of this one created being. And for a time, everything was as it should be. Perfect harmony, perfect order, perfect peace. Heaven was exactly what God designed it to be, a kingdom of light, love, and worship. No darkness had entered, no shadow had fallen. Every angel knew their purpose, every voice lifted in praise. The throne of God shone with glory, and the morning star reflected that glory across all of heaven. But perfection would not last. But something had changed within him. Pride, quiet at first, had taken root in his heart. He looked upon his beauty, his wisdom, his power, and for the first time he saw himself instead of God. The gift had become greater than the giver in his eyes. The creation had begun to worship itself, and deep within, a question began to form that had never been asked before in all of eternity. Why should I serve? And from that question, 5 words rose up that would shatter eternity forever. I will be like the Most High. He was not alone in his betrayal. 1/3 of the angels, deceived by his brilliance, chose to follow him. They listened to his words, they believed his lies, and what had once been a kingdom of perfect harmony became a battlefield. War broke out in heaven, something that had never happened before, something that was never meant to happen. The very place where God's glory was declared became the first theater of rebellion, and heaven would never look the same again. Michael, the archangel, rose to answer the rebellion. Heaven's armies gathered, light against darkness, loyalty against pride, truth against deception. The battle that erupted in the heavens was unlike anything creation had ever seen. But the dragon did not prevail. There was no longer a place found for him in heaven. He was hurled down, the great dragon, the ancient serpent, falling like lightning from heaven, cast to the earth below, his armies falling with him. The rebellion was over, but the war had only just begun. Everything he was stripped away. The beauty, the glory, the name. Lucifer, the morning star, became Satan, the adversary, the accuser, the deceiver. The angels who followed him fell with him into darkness. No longer servants of light, they became agents of destruction, and though they were cast down, their influence did not end. It simply changed form. Heaven was restored, but the earth was now the battlefield, and the enemy was looking for someone new to deceive. If something here speaks to you, I invite you to stay, subscribe, and continue this journey with us as we walk through these truths together. The war is far from over.